If you're hitting the gym right now or you want to start, then I'm gonna show you exactly how long it's gonna take you to become aesthetic. Now, I'm gonna outline my entire 5-year progress in terms of muscle building and overall gym experience. I'm gonna show you what I did and what you should do differently so that you can speed up your results. Keep in mind, genetics do play a role in how much muscle you build, how fast you build it, and all of that. But regardless, I'm gonna show you exactly what you can do and what I did so that you can maximize your potential when it comes to building muscle. So let's get to it. Now, there's gonna be 3 categories where you're gonna fall into, and comment down below which one you are. But the first one is going to be a beginner. A beginner is going to be somebody that has absolutely zero experience up to around 2 years experience. This is going to be the best time for you to be consistent with the gym, because as a beginner, you have absolutely no experience, no offense, so you can actually tap into your newbie gains. Your newbie gains pretty much just means you're gonna see rapid growth in muscle, strength, and everything within your first 2 years of lifting. This is where you're going to make most of your gains throughout your entire life. So that's why the first 2 years is going to be where you should be taking things seriously. Because your body is still new to lifting, it hasn't actually adapted to any type of growth or stress yet. It's gonna be very vulnerable to muscle growth, strength gains, and honestly, everything. This is actually when I first started lifting. I took this picture literally the day before I signed up for a membership and started my first day ever in the gym. And I'm going through all these pictures live so you know this is genuine. But this is how I looked at the very beginning, and this is how I looked about maybe a year into lifting. And then this is about me 2 years into lifting. Now, after 2 years of consistency, I noticed that's the mark where my progress kind of went down and I wasn't getting as big or as strong as fast. I was still making gains, but more so on, I would say, a monthly basis. The longer you work out, the less gains you'll see on a frequent basis. Even after 2 years, I noticed my progress slowing down. I was still very happy with what I accomplished in that time frame, because at that point, I finally started getting more attention and compliments from everybody, girls of course, and that was when I actually looked like I had lifted weights. Like, I didn't even need to tell people I hit the gym and they already knew I was going to the gym. So if you're in this category and you're currently a beginner, what you need to focus on is consistency and just getting as strong as you possibly can on every single exercise. This means adding weight to your exercise whenever you're capable. So this means if, for example, you're hitting a bench press for 135 pounds for 10 reps, that's your goal, and you hit those 10 reps today, the next workout, you're gonna be adding 5 pounds on, maybe even 10 pounds if it was easy, and you're gonna try to hit 10 reps on that. You're pretty much just gonna keep moving up in weight and repeating that process for every single exercise of every workout. And you do that as often as you possibly can. Now, don't lie to yourself and just add weight because you think you're strong enough. Only add weight when you actually finish the set reps of your workout with good form. That's how you know your body's ready to add more weight and you have made progress. That's literally what I did in my first 2 years, and my progress turned out pretty good. After about 1 or 2 years, you're finally gonna look like a guy that lifts weights. You're not gonna look like a scrawny little kid, and you will actually have the gains to show for. As a beginner, you really only need to work out 3 to 4 times a week. You don't need to go every day. Because you're still so new to this, your body can actually go through a lot of change with relatively little work. If you need a beginner's workout with their sets, reps, and everything included, then check out the video here. Okay, so now you're an intermediate lifter. This means that you've had at least 2 to 4 years of consistent experience in the gym. So at this point, your progress is gonna slow down a little bit. And of course, the more you lift in the gym and make progress, the longer it'll take for you to actually see change. That's just how the game goes. As for my intermediate stage, this was me about 3 or 4 years into lifting. At this point, I definitely got stronger and bigger compared to when I started. As you can see here, when I was an intermediate, I realized that I started to feel very comfortable in the gym. My form for most exercises were spot on. I didn't feel nervous or uncomfortable going to the gym like I did in the beginning, because you know, when you're a beginner, you don't have a body to show for. You just feel anxious going there because you feel like people are judging you. But at this point in my life, I finally felt like I was confident enough to go to not just my gym, but any single gym and work out and actually be a guy that knew what he was doing and had the body to show for it. And at this point, because I had already put in so many years into it and I was seeing progress, I naturally got more curious and invested into lifting weights. So I ended up learning and studying more about fitness, nutrition, and all of that. This is actually where I started my own online coaching company. That's a little backstory for when I tried to be a social media fitness coach in the past. If you guys want me to make a video on my story, then comment below. At this point, obviously I still continue to lift weights. I just didn't do personal training anymore. A part of the reason why I stopped my business was because I realized that a lot of the information I knew, it was something that I kind of just picked up along the way, not because I studied it and had professional education. When you get into something, you naturally get more curious about it and you want to learn more. I genuinely think that if you were to do everything alone, you can pretty much learn like most of what they know. As an intermediate lifter, you kind of just naturally learn learn how to diet, what exercises to do, which one feels good for your body and your muscles, and you really just learn the fundamentals of it on your own. And this is the most important thing about being an intermediate lifter, is that at this point, because your progress slows down, a lot of people either completely fall off at this point, or they continue to grind harder because they know that the progress is not there anymore, so they want to get more out of it. So what I'd recommend at this stage is to increase the frequency and volume of your training. This means to go to the gym more often, minimum 4 to 5 days a week. In terms of volume, that just means adding more sets into your workout per exercise. So if you're doing 3 sets right now, you're going to do 4, and you want to do that for every exercise, every workout. At this point, your body's more conditioned to lifting weights, so you got to put more stress on it. Be aware of what kind of exercises you like for your muscle groups and your overall workouts. For me, I always hated the flat dumbbell bench press. It just didn't feel good. That was annoying to do. It hurt my shoulders. So I never did that in my entire lifting journey, and I still built a pretty good chest. So don't just do an exercise that you don't even like because some fitness influencer said that was good for you and you should do it. You ain't a beginner no more, so you gotta start training harder and smarter. All right, this is the advanced category. If you've made it to this category, then congrats, because you have literally beat 99% of people who claim that they work out. I know guys that have been working out for like 10 years and they do not have the body to show for it. So if you are truly in the advanced category, this means that you've put in 5+ years of consistent weightlifting and you actually have the body to show for it. And this is actually the point where you are officially aesthetic. And keep in mind that to be aesthetic, you don't just have to have the muscle mass and the size, you have to be lean enough where you can actually show it off. So subscribe to my channel to figure out my diet that got me to 10% body fat. I'll be dropping that soon. Now, as an advanced lifter, you're not progressing much. You've maxed out most of your natural gains, and don't ever do steroids. Steroids are for nerds. You're honestly probably going to see progress every 3 to 6 months at best, generally every 12 months. Because you're an advanced lifter, you're so conditioned to lifting weights that your muscles just don't have that urgency to put on more muscle, put on more size. Now, I'm actually on my 5th year of lifting. It's 2024, and I finally hit that advanced mark. And I feel like just this year, I finally became aesthetic because I finally have the muscle, I have the size, I have the proportions, and I have the leanness. So I would say that after you hit that 5-year mark, you've built the muscle, the next goal is to change your body fat percentage by getting leaner so you can officially become aesthetic. As for my progress as an advanced lifter, this entire year, honestly, I didn't make much progress. I've dedicated most of my training and time to MMA. So because I'm doing mostly MMA, I don't have a lot of time to be lifting weights. The most I do right now is just a full body workout 2 to 4 times a week to maintain my size and maybe build a little bit of muscle. I think throughout the entire year of 2024, I got leaner for sure, and I built maybe a little bit of muscle because I've gotten stronger on certain movements, and at a lower body fat percentage, I actually gained a couple of pounds. So as for my progress as an advanced lifter, very minimal. But if you are an advanced lifter and you actually want to continue to build muscle and get bigger, then you definitely need to prioritize the gym and minimize any other type of activities or sports that you're doing. If I didn't do MMA and I wanted to prioritize building muscle, I would probably lift 6 days a week on a push-pull leg split, and I'd try to implement as much volume as I can. So I just do as many sets as I can for every single exercise, every single workout. You should know how much your body can take and how long it takes you to recover per workout. So going off of that, you can add in as much volume as you need to push your body to that next level to continue to grow. You essentially just want to train as hard as you can, as frequently as you can. Your muscles grow after you've destroyed them in the gym by lifting weights. It repairs, it regrows to be bigger and stronger. So as an advanced lifter, you got to do everything you can to break down the muscles. So on top of just lifting weights, doing more volume and everything, you want to add in high intensity techniques. Some of my favorite that helped me actually make a good amount of progress in my like 4th and 5th year of lifting was rest pause sets and drop sets. I think those are the only 2 that actually work well. So a little recap as an advanced lifter, if you are focusing on just building muscle, getting bigger, then lift 6 days a week and blast your intensity, volume, everything. Train hard, train frequently. If you're prioritizing other sports and activities like I am, then you just want to lift 2 to 4 times a week on a full body split so that you can at the very least maintain your current physique, and if possible, build more muscles. On the days where you're sore or tired from your other activities, you want to get at least a full body workout in once a week or twice a week so that you didn't miss out on any other muscle groups. So feel it out. You're advanced now. You should know what to do. So now you know exactly what to expect in every single stage of lifting. So depending on what stage you're at, you want to maximize that stage and get the most out of it, because the more that you get out of that stage, it's just going to carry over to the next and set you up for success faster. If this video was helpful, then make sure you check out this video here that I made specifically for beginners at the gym. Subscribe.